Hello and welcome to Just the Love Coach podcast. This is episode 22, and today I'm doing another Instagram live about my 2024 recap. And everyone voted to split it into 3 parts because I have a lot to share, and today is all about the personal. Hello, happy holidays everyone. It is coming up to the end of the year, and I wanted to do a 2024 recap. And I asked you because I had so much to share. It's been such an explosive year for me, and I had a lot to share. So I posted a poll, and you guys voted to have it split into 3 different parts. So today is part 1 of my 2024 recap, and I'm going to be talking about the personal side of stuff. And part 2 will be all about love and relationships, and part 3 about business. So you can choose which one you want to listen to or watch or read, or maybe you want to get it all in. And with that being said, if you want to listen to the entire recap, you can find me on Spotify, Just the Love Coach podcast. You can find me on YouTube, Just the Love Coach, of course, or you can subscribe to my love letters where I am writing out all the juicy details. All right, so let's get started on the beginning of the year in 2024 and what really happened for me this year. And first of all, I want to say that 2024 has been the best year of my life. But the truth is, I say this at the end of every single year, and I have since 2019, which was the first year that I was out of my old 7-year-long abusive relationship. And ever since then, every year just keeps getting better. And I just want to say that back in the day, 2018, when I left that last relationship, it was the first time that I really listened to my intuition, honored my boundaries, and made a decision for myself. And ever since then, ever since I made that choice for myself, every year just keeps getting better and better. And every year I get to know myself more. I'm 32 this year. I turned 32 in March this year, and I love being in my 30s. I love being a woman in my 30s. And this year has really been about surrendering, first of all, letting go of old identities that are no longer serving me. It's been about stepping into my feminine power as an entrepreneur, as a partner, as a friend, knowing myself more, stepping into myself more as a woman. And basically, this year has been a lot of practice for me. Practice around expressing my truth, practice around honoring my boundaries, and just being more of my authentic self in person and online. In person, it's been wonderful, of course, and I have really just spent the whole year doing a ton of internal work, as I always do every year of my life, really, because it is my biggest passion, and I'm a very curious person, and I love diving into the depths of myself and uncovering patterns and working on that kind of stuff all of the time. It's hard to separate personal from business and relationships, like the other 2 parts. But I will say that because of the entrepreneurial experiences that I had this year and because of the relationships that I have this year, they have really reflected back to me the growth that I have had, which is really cool, and I guess business is also like a relationship. So it's really just been a year of reflections for me, and just feeling really like having a lot of moments of being really proud of myself, actually, and really feeling like everything in my life right now is just so much more aligned with who I am, with my purpose, with my passions. And it's just been it's just been such a beautiful year altogether. I want to say one of the biggest highlights for me was actually very recently, and I did a live about this, but a few weeks ago I did a fast. And it's because back in September, me and my partner and my business got shut down, and it was a bit of a traumatic experience for me, and it kind of brought me into a bit of a slump. Mainly this slump was just overthinking. I was months in this overthinking loop, and I wasn't really able to be present, and I wasn't in my body. I'm used to dancing 20 plus hours a week, at least last year in 2023, I was dancing 20 to 25 hours a week and doing big long hikes, and I was just doing really a lot of activities that are good for my body and also really good for my mind. But this year I haven't danced as much because I'm just not much partying this much, and so my focus has been switched more towards business and nurturing my relationships, which has been good. But in September, when I fell into this bit of a slump, I was not really doing a ton of things that brought me a lot of joy. I was happy and life was good, but I had lost my income. I wasn't partying or dancing really. Partying for me is just about dancing. I don't drink alcohol. But I did this fast because I needed a total reset, especially with the end of the year coming up. Like once December came around, I was like, okay, I've got 1 month left of this year. So how am I gonna utilize it? What am I gonna do? And so, yeah, I decided to do this fast as a total reset. And it was so powerful. If you listen to my live, you know that I was just like, I'm over the moon about it, actually. But during this fast, a big thing came up for me, which was recognition of this specific identity that I had created when I was 12 years old. Specifically, I've dove into it now over the last few days, and it's this identity of being a strong, independent woman who can do everything alone and never rely on anyone. And this year, like everything that happened this year within my relationship with Tom, within business, and just within life in general, brought me face to face with this specific identity. And I'm so grateful that this happened, because it's just not serving me anymore, this identity. And I realized that I can still be a strong, independent woman, but I don't have to do everything alone. And I can rely on people. I have an amazing partner. I have an amazing community. I just have so many incredible people in my life that I can actually rely on. And that feels really good. And just, again, this other reflection for myself that I'm doing okay. You know, that like if I'm surrounded by all of these incredible people, then I must be good. And so that was a big thing, like coming into this last month of the year and just being able to get a little bit more reassurance and reinforcement around who I am as a person. And for any of you out there who are watching or listening or whatever, who have never struggled with a low sense of self-worth, you might be like, what are you talking about? But for most of my life, I have struggled with a low sense of self-worth and feeling unworthy, feeling inadequate, all of these things that I've talked about since I started my Instagram around the fear, guilt, and shame. And so this year I was able to recognize how much less fear, guilt, and shame I'm holding now, which I'm really proud of that and really grateful for that. And so, yeah, at the end of the day, you know, letting go of identities, letting go of these narratives and these identities that we hold on to and that we believe that they are part of us, letting go of that is not easy. Yeah, overall, the last month or so has not been that easy, but I'm just so grateful for all of it, because I'm coming here into the last couple days of the year and I just feel so incredibly grateful. I feel really grounded. I feel present in my body, and I just really feel content in my life. Thank you, Brittany. I love this for you. It's cool watching you grow and so helpful for all of us, so relatable in so many ways. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. And yeah, I guess at the end of the day, I hope that by sharing this, just inspire somebody, if somebody feels inspired to maybe hopefully reflect on some identities that you have. I would say that, like, kind of coming to a close with this, actually, I would love to just really ask you, are there any identities that you are holding on to that are not serving you in any way that you can let go by the end of this year? It's also a new moon in Capricorn, if any of you are into astrology, and so it's just, again, another great time to set intentions, to think about what you want to release, what you want to call in 2025. And Capricorn is all about ambitions and goals and kind of like discipline and structure and these things. So yeah, can you set some goals for yourself, and not in terms of a New Year's resolution. I personally am not a fan of the New Year's resolution, but setting an intention. And I think something really important that I have learned over the years, but especially this year, is if I have goals or if I have an intention that I'm working towards, am I being hard on myself if I'm not reaching it? Am I setting myself up for this dualistic narrative of failure or success? And I'll get into that a little bit more in part 3 when I talk about business, because this theme of failure and success have been quite big in the theme of business this year for me. Well, on a personal side, it's more been about surrendering, and in the relationship side, more about also surrendering and learning to receive and allowing myself to receive. And I'll get into that in part 2. But as far as part 1 goes, on the personal side, I'm super grateful to be the woman that I am today, and really grateful for the growth of this year and for the challenges of this year and just every experience. Even getting my business shut down was a gift in disguise, and it really helped to open my eyes to not being attached to any place or any person or anything, and just really the importance of non-attachment and adaptability as well. I'm really grateful and fortunate that even though one of my businesses got shut down, I had 3 businesses this year, which I'll also get into in part 3, the business side. But like I said, it's a bit hard to separate because it's all intertwined, isn't it? So yeah, that was it for the personal recap of 2024. It's been an eventful year, and like I said, I'm just really grateful for everything this year. And I will just put here again one more time that reflection question for you. Are there any old identities that you're holding on to that you can let go of? Just get your journal out and reflect and ask yourself inside, what am I holding on to? What can I release? What can I let go of? And just set the intention. Set the intention there in your heart, and it will happen. All right, well, that's it. I have to go now, and I've been trying to get on here to do this live for maybe 4 days, but the weather was really bad. We had crazy storms here. There's crazy flooding. And today we have sunshine again, and so it's quiet enough and bright enough that I can do this. So yeah, thanks for being here. And I don't know, tomorrow I go on a bit of a vacation for New Year's to the other side of the island, so I won't be doing any lives for the next couple of days. But once I come back around the 4th of January, I will do part 2 and part 3. So I know it's a bit late, but life happens, and I'm okay with it, so I hope that you're okay with it. And I'll be sure to post lots of pictures and videos from my New Year's celebrations, and I hope that you have a wonderful New Year's and get to celebrate with your friends, with your family, with anyone that you love, and hopefully have a good dance. So, see you!